No one told me this, but the Nigerian law school, they have a very funny, you know, funny behavior. You don't want to be found wanting. Just do what they want and leave. Okay. In the long run, you want to be caught bad, not them. Hi. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lynn. Please subscribe to join the tribe. So this is part of my law school application series for aspirants to the bar or whoever just wants to know this information. Okay, so the first video we talked about how to successfully register to make sure that you are not found wanting. Okay, so if you don't know how to register, where to find registration, application forms, blah blah blah. This is a link to the video, so you can check that out. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to register successfully. Okay, when would the registration begin, how to register to avoid being stressed, the documents you need for registration, and then there's going to be like a advice and tips at the end, so you don't want to miss it, so watch the very end. So before we get right into it, if you are an aspirant to the Nigerian bar part 1 program or bar part 2 program, share this with a friend. It might be very important and you might actually need it. Okay, so let's get right into it. So first, when does the registration process begin? Registration process begins when the law school says it will begin. So now different classes have different times they call them to register or they call them to school. So now, as I've earlier stated, there's less or not a lot of information concerning the admissions or time in which you're going to resume. Some of them, you might even get your resumption dates from social media. Like in my case, it wasn't on the school website. So that's why I advise you follow um, social media platforms such as Nigerian Legal Network on Twitter and Instagram. They're like the most verified I've seen so far. Don't be following people that only posting memes, please. Follow people that will help your life. So once you see that school is resuming, if you know if you are going to be among those resuming, the only way you can tell is once you go on your platform and you click and you see you've received full admission. If you've not received full admission, then I don't know what you're doing in the registration ground. But anyways, if you've not received full admission, don't be sad. You can still check in the Abuja campus at the headquarters to see what the problem is. How to register without being stressed. Now, this is very, very important because registration day, everyone is moving around. And in my instance, I have a whole vlog on that actually. There was no form of pointers as to this is where you begin, this is where you go next, and this is where you end. So in that instance, if you come, you'll be everywhere. Especially maybe if you don't have a means of transportation, you will walk that campus, you ask who is this, where do I do this, where do I do that, and it can be very difficult. Now this particular video is going to be very essential and helpful to people who are in bar parts, who are about to get into the bar part 1 program, okay, which is going to be in Abuja. So first I would advise you resume early. Like if your registration is supposed to start at 9, come at least at that 9 o'clock, so you'll be among the first persons that will be attending to. Please and please, I in my personal experience, I don't really advise resuming on the first day. I'm not saying you should not do it though, but I feel like it's very essential where people will just go before you, and maybe if you guys have a social platform where you guys are communicating, you can kind of get advice, so before you get there you won't be all over the place. But now come to think of it, if everybody decide not to resume the first day, who will now share the information? I'm sorry. Okay, let's go on. These are the documents you will need. All right. The documents you will need is that, can you remember your form A that I said you should submit to the headquarters in Brary? Yes. If you have a copy of it, which I'm sure you are supposed to if you are following my videos, you bring that a copy, and then you have to have your passport photographed. You have to have like about 4 or 5. I even advise you have 6 just in case, because you need it at the admissions, you need it at academics, you need it at hostel levels, I need it at medical registration. So please have them. Okay, so another document you also need is your receipt of your school fees payments. Now, these are for those who have paid their fees. If you've not paid your fees, then if you come on campus, you get the account, blah, blah, blah. You can pay at the banks nearby and then get that receipt for your registration. Then you have to bring your the full data page of your passport, international passport. Okay, these are important for BAPAT one program persons, as I've said, because it's important to show that, oh, you are indeed you study in a different country. You don't come and lie to us. So secondly, you also need your residence permit last stamp. So let's say you studied in Canada or UK or Ghana, wherever. Your residence permit, the stamp you had last before you came to Nigeria or anything, bring a photocopy of that. And then also come with your medical form. All right. So medical form is essential because that is the way you get your hostel. So come with your medical form fully filled and formed from a federal hospital. All right. And this medical form has to also have your x-ray because x-ray is important. I don't know why they want to use your x-ray for, but it's important. So what else? Come with your suitcase. Don't leave the house. Come with your suitcase, even if it's not a document. And then come with enough money, because for those who are not paying their school fees prior to their resumption, this might apply to you. So who can mention the documents I just mentioned? You don't know, do you? Are you even taking notes? Let me mention it again so you know. Your form A, okay, the one signed and stamped by the Commission of Oath. Your medical form filled out by a government hospital official with your X-ray report. Passport photographs, at least 6. Full admission data page. I didn't mention that earlier. Full admission data page where that says full admission. Bring it to them. Know you're actually being admitted. You're not there to come and waste their time. Then you bring receipt of your school fees payment and then passport data page and then photocopy of your residence permits last stamp. Okay, so that is it. As I earlier stated, don't come on the first day, but okay, oh, that's your problem. So now you have to apply at the academics, the admissions before going to the medical side. So now have all these photocopies with you, okay, and move fastly. If you ask around, this is where you're supposed to do it. If you have all these documents with you, trust me, you will finish within an hour or two. Okay, it's probably just the line that will be a problem. But if you have all these documents, it'll be very fast for you. You fill in the forms they give to you, you move to academics, then from academics, you move to the medical part. Medical part, once um the medical practitioner gives you a go ahead, then you move to the hostel accommodation, especially for those who want to stay on campus. But if you don't stay on campus and they just sign you that okay, you've registered successfully, then you can go and look for your accommodation off campus or wherever you want to stay. So after the medical part, you move to the hostel, you also submit your necessary documents, and then you get the accommodation that particular day. You can go with your friend if you want them to be roommates. They're not really strict like that. And if you want to see how the accommodation in the Abuja campus looks like, check out this video. So my advice, I already stated you don't have to come the first day, but then that's optional if you want to. Secondly, please come with a company. It's just something easier when you're working with someone. I mean, the sun will be hitting you, but you won't feel it like that because probably you're just with a friend. So come with someone. But if you don't have anyone to come with, that's fine. You can find a company or work buddy that okay, we're also registering together. Let's go along. And please ask the right questions. Don't get confused, otherwise you'll be very stressed. And wear your black and white to resume. No one told me this, but the Nigerian laws could have a very you know, funny behavior. You don't want to be found wanting. Just do what they want and leave. Okay. In the long run, you want to be caught but not them. So resume with your white and black. Okay, with your skirt tucked in, looking very serious and worthy to be called to the bar. If you want to know the code of conduct and then the dress code, check out this link and then the link in my description. So there's a video on that. So yes, don't do that. And please eat before you come. I made the mistake of not eating before I came. And trust me, I was hungry. So to even go and find where they were selling food, it's like they eat before you come. And even if possible, have snacks in your bag. It's going to save you a lot. And then if you're coming from a different state, you don't want to stress yourself with buying bucket, pillows, my dear. Don't worry about those things. You can get them on campus. I assure you. People get even their down to blankets, pillows, bed sheets, everything, buckets, cleaning mops on campus. So just come with your bags, your essentials, and everything you need, provisions, and resume. Okay, the rest can be covered on campus. All right, this marks the end of the video. If you enjoyed it and if you gained a lot of value from here, please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Check out my playlist that has like things about law school, how to survive law school, my the code of conduct, and then just stuff. You enjoy it. Till next time. Bye.